Okay, here's something weird. Walk down any supermarket aisle in the world. You'll find 30 cuts of cow, 12 types of chicken breast, 8 brands of protein powder. But not one bag of the protein that fed every human child for 300,000 years. Where did all the bugs go? You are standing in the protein aisle. Think about what you're looking at. Chicken breasts wrapped in plastic, ground beef, eggs in perfect rows, tofu in little white blocks. All of it is dead. Scrubbed, featherless, faceless. For 300,000 years, your ancestors ate something else here, every single day. Something that buzzed and crawled and clicked. And it was perfect. It had more protein than beef, more iron than spinach, more fat than you needed to survive the winter. It was right under their feet, so why did we delete it? The first thing most people imagine is pretty simple. We stopped eating bugs because bugs are gross. They're dirty. They'll make you sick. They might be poisonous. Actually, that's completely backwards. Of the more than 2 million species of insects on this planet, about 2,100 are perfectly edible. Not just edible, ideal. A handful of crickets has more protein per gram than steak, with less fat and more iron and more B12. A palm weevil grub is 40% fat. It literally melts on your tongue like butter. That's not gross, that's survival gold when winter is coming. Your great-great-grandparents didn't debate this. Kids in Thailand still don't. Kids in Mexico still eat grasshoppers with chili and lime like they're chips. Disgust is not why we stopped. Disgust is the excuse we invented after we already stopped. So if disgust didn't start it, what kept the aisle empty? Let's go. Open your eyes. No, seriously, open them, because whatever you expected to see is gone. There's no ceiling above you, no tile floor, no humming fridge. The ground beneath you isn't a floor. It's packed earth and cold leaves. It's dawn 50,000 years ago. The air smells like smoke and damp soil, and you are starving. Whether you stay alive today depends almost entirely on what you do in the next 10 minutes. Forget everything movies taught you about cavemen chasing mammoths with spears. Nobody is doing that. That's how you get killed. That's how you waste a day and burn calories you don't have. You crouch down, you find a fallen log, it's heavy, you push. The underside is alive, fat, white grubs, dozens of them. Slow, defenseless, moving like little grains of rice. You don't need a weapon. You don't need to run. You don't need to be strong or brave. A 5-year-old could collect these, and one handful gives you more calories than an hour of chasing rabbits through thorns. This is what survival really looked like. Not hunting, gathering. And the best thing to gather didn't run away. One adult can chase one rabbit. But a tribe of 20, including 5-year-olds and grandmothers, can flip 100 logs before lunch. Bugs were the only protein that turned kids and elders from mouths to feed into hunters. That's why every tribe ate them. This was perfect protein. It didn't fight back. It was everywhere. So why would we ever leave it behind? Which raises a fascinating question. Why would a farmer ever trade perfect protein for a cow? Let's go. Then we invented farming, and farming changed the equation completely. This is the part nobody tells you. Farming didn't make us smarter. It made us obsessed with one thing. Calories that know how to sit still. A cow is 8:1 feed conversion and a living silo. It stores summer grass as winter fat on its body. A cricket swarm gives you 12x better conversion, but you can't store it. In 9000 BC, there were no freezers, no bug fridges. One frost and your entire herd flies away or dies and rots in a day. Farming didn't pick nutrition, it picked storability. We didn't choose the cow because it was better. We chose it because it was better at being owned. It doesn't fly away in winter. It doesn't disappear when it snows. It stands where you left it and gets fat eating the grass you can't. Bugs were too good at being wild to be useful to a farmer 10,000 years ago. And so we started to forget them. And here's where it gets strange. It happened around 1500 years ago in Rome, and again in the 1700s in Europe. Roman writers started calling bug eaters barbarians. Later, European colonists saw indigenous people eating locusts and wrote in their diaries, "This is what poor, primitive people eat." Eating bugs stopped being a survival choice and became a class signal. If you were rich enough to own a cow that sits still, you didn't need to flip logs. Farming didn't just make bugs useless, it made them invisible. And the supermarket finished the job by making invisible feel disgusting. Which raises another question. When did food have to stop looking alive? Let's go. You are back in the supermarket. Listen to it for a second. Not complete silence. Natural silence is wind, birds, insects buzzing. This is different. This is industrial silence. The hum of refrigerators, the crinkle of plastic. No buzzing, no legs, no eyes. The meat aisle has no face. Think about that. For the supermarket to work, food has to do 3 things. It has to never rot, never surprise you, and never remind you it was alive. Now do this. Picture a chicken breast with its head still on. You feel a flicker, right? That's the deal. We deleted bugs not because they had eyes and legs, but because they kept them. A cricket reminds you that you killed something. The pink square lets you forget. Let's go. Your tribe didn't count calories on a label. They counted risk. One bad hunt could mean no food for 2 days. One bad hunt could mean a wound that gets infected. One bad hunt could mean you don't come back and your kids don't eat. One log full of grubs meant your kids ate tonight without anyone having to bleed. That was the math that mattered for 300,000 years. Not which protein had more iron, which protein was guaranteed. Watch a kid before we teach him what food is. He will pick up a beetle and look at it with curiosity, not horror. Kids in Oaxaca will eat grasshoppers with chili because their tribe put them on the table. Kids in your town won't because your tribe didn't. The tribe taught you what was safe by putting it on the table. Walk outside for a second. Right now, look at the nearest patch of grass. The real one, not the plastic-looking lawn. Now lift a stone. I mean it. Imagine lifting it. Underneath, dinner is still there. Your ancestors didn't need protein powder. They didn't need a supply chain. They needed a stick and a little courage. And somewhere deep in your brain, that old software is still running. Which is why you notice the spider on the wall before you notice the chair it's sitting next to. Your brain is still scanning for legs. It's still listening for the buzz. You are still built for a world where food had legs. So what really happened? We didn't stop eating bugs because bugs failed us. We stopped because farming needed food that sits still, and the supermarket needed food that never looks back at you. Think about your next birthday dinner. Chicken that never had a face, beef in a plastic square. For 300 years, your ancestors celebrated making it another year with a handful of fat white grubs their kids collected. That dinner meant nobody bled. The strange part is that you're still built for it. That jolt you feel when you see legs on the counter, that's not disgust. That's your old software recognizing food. The log is still there. Your tribe just stopped telling you it was dinner.